welcome to our inaugural benefit for the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition. We're so blessed to have you this evening.
Absolutely. Tiffany, it's a joy to be on with you. I want to make sure that we're linked up. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing so excited for everything that's to come tonight. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm here in Chicago tonight. I wish I was in Detroit. I love my city, but glad to be live and in the window with you. So we have some amazing things lined up tonight. I wanted to give you an opportunity just to greet the people and to share a little bit about your amazing work. You joined our team about 6 months ago and have quickly elevated to chief of staff as you are executing so many things for Black. We appreciate you. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your leadership and your service. And tell the people what you want to tell them.
Thank you for the kind words. It has been honestly the honor and privilege of my life to be in service, not just to my people and my community, but also to the city of Detroit. Um, it's a gift and it's a joy. And thank you for the invitation to be a part of this amazing work because it's just elevated my life. And it's been a lot of fun. I have to say that. We have some good laughs and we have some good connection. And so I am excited that we're building and that we're getting the word out about the way that we're trying to impact and uplift our communities. And I would love, Dexter, if you could share a little bit more about your vision and what made you create the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition.
Wow, that's a big question. I would say my first answer would be the second letter acronym in the word Black. So legacy is really my reason. That's why I did this. We have been friends for many years, and a number of our board members and allies also are long history relationships. And the work that we're doing, didn't start a year ago. It really galvanized and culminated into a cauldron of combusted work from all different angles and just people doing similar things. And so the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition to me is the thing that catches all of our legacy work and gives that a resonant context for the future, for our children, and for young people coming behind us. And so for me, it's all about the future and putting something on the ground that will catch that momentum and progress and give it a context 30, 60, 90 years from now.
That's a beautiful thing. And we've been able to do that. It's wonderful to have community and connection and to know that you're working towards something powerful with people who you love and care about and feel are like-minded. So thank you for the opportunity and welcome to everybody who has joined us. Y'all, this is going to be a special treat. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to hear more about our work and hopefully get connected to it and support us with your time, energy, effort, and financially if you are able. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Is that all right with you, Dex?
Yes, and Tiffany, right before we jump in the program, we want to say thank you to everyone that has financially remunerated, donated, and been a part of Black this year. Because of you, we are able to be on here tonight. And to everyone that has attended events and pushed events and helped us to get the word out about the coalition, thank you so very much. And I want to encourage everyone that's on tonight to share this program with someone. Share it virtually on your page, but push this event tonight. And we're going to be highlighting a number of the members and the allies and the individuals that are pushing the initiatives that Black is championing. And so we want people to hear that story. So help us to get the word out. Sharing is caring, and we know that you're going to help us get that out tonight. And with that, we will at this time go to our opening song by Black Commission member and ally Brian Nira. And it's going to be a beautiful segue as we prepare for the rest of the program. So with that, let's go to that song by none other.
Hey everybody, my name is Brian Nira, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to support my good friend Dexter and the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition on their 1-year anniversary. I'm going to sing a song called Flaws. This song is all about asking the question, how did our differences turn into our flaws? And how can we come together once again to love one another? Here we go. I'm down on my knees, trying to understand how we got so far from where love began. I'm trying to understand where our love ran dry, and our differences turned into our flaws. How our differences turned into our flaws. I'm singing for peace, singing for freedom, singing for you and me to believe in hope for the world and for every nation. Oh yeah. Oh, when in the world will we open our ears to hear what our neighbors have to say? And tell me, when in the world will we open our eyes to see that pain exists right next door? Oh, that pain exists right next door. I'm singing for peace, singing for freedom, singing for you and me to believe in hope for the world and for every nation. Oh, I'm singing for love and all that it stands for. We would stand up and look out for our neighbors, 'cause we are all one. We are all the one. How much more mourning can this human soul take? How many more times can this little heart break? Oh, how much more mourning can this human soul take? How many more times can this little heart break? I'm singing for peace, singing for freedom, singing for you and for me to believe in hope for the world and for every nation. Oh, I'm singing for love and all that it stands for. We would stand up and look out for our neighbors, 'cause we are all one. We are all the one. I'm singing for justice, just to label me a human being, and let that be the only thing that everyone sees, that everyone sees.
What is black?
What is black?
What is black?
What is black?
What is BLAC? BLAC is a movement
That builds black power.
By providing educational resources to our communities.
Who are we?
We're visionaries.
We are entrepreneurs. We are creatives. We are like-minded people.
We are fathers.
We are mothers.
We are sisters.
We are brothers.
We are sons.
We are daughters, working towards a common goal.
We are uplifting Black voices.
We are protecting Black rights.
We are building Black communities.
We are restoring our traditional greatness.
Who are we?
We are BLAC.
Individually We're one drop.
Together, we are
an
an ocean.
Join the movement.
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 Join the movement today.
Oh, I love that video. How about that, Tiff?
It just makes my heart sing. All of us coming together in community and solidarity, looking and sounding so good.
Yes, those are our people. They are making it happen every day. And again, I just want to say thank you for believing in us enough to get involved. You know, when people take out their wallets and they write you a check, that's amazing. When people give their time and their talents, that's even more amazing, because that's saying not only will I invest, but I will give of myself and jump in and put my name, my integrity, my resources on the line to get this thing done. And so we have some amazing individuals serving in our organization, and we want to highlight just one area. So in BLAC, I just want to give a little context. We have our board of directors that help to lead the organization in terms of strategy and operation. We have our board of advisors that are our seasoned champions and experts that help to push us along the way. We have our commissions that are also led by chairs that facilitate research and conversations on a monthly basis and are doing tremendous work towards our annual report that is put out every year. Then we have our apprentices, young people and others that are doing work to learn alongside as well as to serve the organization. And then our allies. Those are the folks that believe in us enough to say, hey, I'm going to get behind this and I'm going to push the message of BLAC, a movement that builds Black power by providing education and resources, uplifting communities, as well as invest in that mission. And so many of you fill spots within one of those categories, and we want to say, thank you. You are why we do what we do, and we couldn't do it without you. Tiffany, do you have anything on that?
I can't emphasize that enough. You know, there's a lot of different places that folks can put their time, energy, and effort. The fact that y'all are here this evening, the fact that y'all are giving us just positive energy and warmth, we feel it and we appreciate you. So thank you for being here. I see so many of my personal family and loved ones here. Everybody who supports us, we're so grateful. It means the world to us and it keeps us going. It keeps us encouraged. Also want to invite you to share this with someone who you think might be interested. We're going to be sharing the story of our work, and we want folks to have access to it. We want folks to get just as excited about it as we are. And we also want to ask, if you're able, please donate to keep our work going. Believe me when I say $5 makes a difference, and it makes an impact, and it allows us to keep positively impacting folks and to really move in the direction of our mission. So if you're able, we appreciate that. Whatever you're able to do to support us and give to us, we are so grateful. Also, engage with us in the chat. It's so wonderful. And it's lifting my spirit to just see the life and the joy in the chat right now. How about you, Dennis?
Yes. I mean, I see our vice president is on tonight, the David Walker, who is doing such incredible work and helping to push the work of BLAC. I see Pasby Williams. I see Taquanda. I see Jordana, Dia, better known as Dia. I see Glenda Creswell, Jody Kenny, Omni Cassidy, Eric Lampkin. Lamond is on tonight. So many of our friends, Rachel Wade and others. We just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight and being a part. I want to take a moment just to acknowledge our board of directors who have been with us since the beginning. It was this month, last year, that we held our first board meeting. We started holding conversations in the month of March, but our first official board meeting where we got things on paper and incorporated the organization was 1 year ago today. And so I want to say to David Walker, to Adam Arrington and Colton Barnaby, and Dr. TJ Bradford and Dr. Chanel Jones, and to none other than our Chief of Staff, Ms. Tiffany Johnson. All of you are incredible individuals, but together you are a force. And it is a joy, it is a pleasure and an honor to work with you and to serve with you. And I count it a blessing anytime that we are able to get together every time I am refreshed, I am challenged, and I am refueled. I got to spend a little bit of time with Colton and his wife Natalie here in Chicago today, and it's just an amazing team of people that are helping to set the tone for Black day in and day out. So I want to say thank you. And Tiffany, with that, I think it is time to go to our next section. At this time, we're going to have a feature by one of our very own, our faith advisor, Dr. Leslie Francisco McClendon. I've known Leslie for many years. Her husband, Caleb, is a friend of mine, even before I met Leslie. And so we've got a 20-year combined, probably around 30 years of friendship. And so Dr. Leslie is coming now with a message, and we look forward to hearing it.
3, a church located in. Hi, my name is Dr. Leslie Francisco McClendon, and I serve as the senior pastor of C3, a church located in Hampton, Virginia, and I am the co-founder of a multimedia agency called McClendon Media Group. I also have the privilege of serving as an advisor for the Faith Commission of the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition, as well as one of the hosts of the Black Conversations series. Now, I joined BLAC because I believe in the founder. Dexter Sullivan has been a great friend of mine for well over a decade. And I also firmly believe in the mission and the vision of this organization. The fact that there is an army of individuals seeking to provide education and resources that uplift our communities really excites me. And you know, I pride myself and those whom I'm called to lead to be legacy makers and curse breakers. And we do that by creating a better circumstance than which we've come out of. I think that it's important that we strive to create a better life for the next generation and to propel them into their purpose and destiny by way of education, impartation, environmental empowerment, and exposure to opportunities that they didn't know existed. You know, I genuinely believe that partnering with BLAC makes this possible. This coalition, it goes beyond protest. It embraces strategy and negotiation. We're playing the long game here. And so many people, you know, wake up wondering, how can I help? What can I do? I'll tell you what you can do. You can partner and support the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition by becoming a commission member and committing to partner with one or more of the sector initiatives to research and develop policies that will benefit African American communities. You could be an advocate of the work and support the cause by becoming an ally, and you can certainly give financially to the organization. You know, it takes resources to be able to do this thing right. Now, perhaps you're not in a position or have the capacity to do the aforementioned. There are still things that you can do to advance this cause. You know, when you see us post things on social media, share it and help us to get the word out to as many people as possible. When we have conversations, engage with us. If we are really concerned about legacy and the voice of African Americans, that means that we're going to have to partner together in order to accomplish more than we could do on our own. I'm Dr. Leslie Francisco McClendon, and I stand with this organization. Join me and a host of others as we seek to reclaim America's values.
Thank you so much to Dr. Leslie Francisco McClendon. Your leadership and your commitment to the work of BLAC, it makes us better. And we are so grateful that you would give your energy to invite support and invite folks to get connected to the amazing things that we're doing. As she shared, it's not possible without the financial support, without the emotional support, without folks rooting for us and sharing. So again, I just want to stamp the invitation that she made in her video. You can visit theblac.co, THEBLAC.co, which you can see on the ticker below. And you can donate whatever you're able, if you are able at this time. We are so grateful for your support, whether financial or otherwise. It means the world to us. And I also want to just take this time again to acknowledge all of the love and engagement. And I invite you to continue to engage with us in the chat. Tell us where you're joining from. Tell us what you're speaking over us and what you're hoping for our future as we continue to widen our impact. Want to give a shout out to all of the love that I see in the chat. I agree so much with Casby. Moms are the best. Shout out to my mom and dad. Y'all are, of course, my day one supporters. Wouldn't be here doing this without you. It means the world that y'all are giving all of this energy and all of this light to us. It makes it a whole lot easier, and we're grateful. Don't you agree, Dex?
Absolutely. I see some of my family watching as well on some of the platforms, and family makes the difference. I mean, my parents, my sister, Marie serves as an advisor for us in the area of social media, and to my church family, to the Burning Bush Church and my pastors, Bishop Don and Lady Benita Shelby. They've been amazing allies and supports. The village at my place of employment through Forerunner, our team there, they get in and they support as well. So we've got support in layers all over the country. BLAC is a national organization, so we've got people watching from everywhere. And as Tiffany mentioned, we would love for you to share with us where you're watching from. I'm actually streaming from Chicago. So, we know we got people in places that they aren't usually there. So you may be quarantine traveling or COVID post traveling in some exotic place. I know that Tiffany's been jet setting all over the country. And so no matter where you are, we want to know where you're watching from tonight. Yes. Tiffany, we have an amazing video coming from none other than Bishop Dale Bronner, who is the leader of Word of Faith Family Cathedral in the Atlanta, Georgia area. He also is part owner of Bronner Brothers, which is a historic business in the Black community in hair care products. They lead the hair exposition hair show there in Atlanta every year and are doing huge things in the Black community. And so at this time, we want to go to that message from none other than Bishop Dale Bronner.
This is Bishop Dale Bronner, and I want to wish a very wonderful, happy congratulations to the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition under the visionary leadership of Dexter Sullivan. Thank you so much for what you, Dexter, and the team are doing. You've built a solidarity there with the team through the trust that they have in you and in the vision that God has given to you. I want you to know that it is trust that turns a group into a team. So kudos to you and the team for being a difference maker in our world, in our community, striving and working toward building unity, strength, the advancement of skills of people of color, things that will be a benefit to our entire world. And thank you for doing it with the integrity of the heart of Jesus Christ to be able to help produce greater unity in our world. I love what you're doing through some of the meaningful conversations that you're having, bringing a wealth of knowledge to all of the listeners and all of the viewers that you're being able to impact. I love the knowledge base that you're bringing to the people. I love how you are impacting and changing the attitudes of the people. I love how you have a mentoring element that helps to develop people's skills, sharpening them and making them better. Things that you bring to the table that actually help to reinforce great habits. And I don't know whether you've just noticed, but that's what I would call intellectual cash. It's KASH. It is knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. Thank you for impacting all of those areas and being such an integral part of causing our world to be a better place, a more loving place, and a place where we have developed the skills that have been given to us. Thank you once again for being a difference maker in our world. Keep on making a difference in this world for the betterment of mankind. Thank you for serving. Keep looking up.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Bishop Bronner is such an amazing ally and really came in as a partner. He wanted to add value to what we were doing because he believed that it was important. And so we have been running in sync with him and look forward to great things to come. Thank you so much, Bishop Bronner, for being a part of the inaugural benefit for 2021. And Tiffany, I wanted you to share just a little bit more about our commissions. Our Faith Communities Commission is one of many that are making waves in the neighborhoods and the cities around the country for Black communities. And so we are eager about the acceleration of research and conversation in these communities. Help us to just know a little bit more about that before we go to our next segment.
Yes, and before I hit on the commissions, I just want to say how excited it is for us to be validated and supported by the great Bishop Dale Bronner. I mean, if you know the Bronner Brothers Hair Show, then you know, right? So that's a wonderful stamp of approval, and they go way, way back with their support of our community. So it's a blessing. And I just love to share and highlight the amazing work of our commissions. It's so core to who we are and how we're able to truly make that impact and uplift our communities. So right now we're operating 7 strong with our commissions, right? We have a government engagement commission, economic empowerment, education, real estate, health. Help me out, Dex. We got 2 more.
We've got technology in the cooker. We've got education, where Wayne is doing such a phenomenal job. Real Estate Development Commission with John Ray. And I always miss at least 1 or 2, but I think we're rolling pretty good there. We've got creative arts with Lamont Bird and the amazing team there.
Yes. And our commissions are truly sort of the core. And the reason why they are is because they're doing the research, right? They are thinking about whatever their issue sector, real estate, for example, and they're thinking about, okay, historically, how have Black folks interacted with the real estate industry? Where are we at now? And what can we recommend as we move forward? How do we really want to think about building generational wealth through real estate? So a number of different strategies and opportunities, and it's really the way that we stay connected. So we would invite you, if you're interested and able, to visit our website, find out more about the commissions that we have up and running, fill out our interest form, because we need thoughtful, passionate people. Whatever your passion area is, if we don't have a commission and you're interested in leading, we'd be honored to have you. And I'm really blessed to work alongside our wonderful, thoughtful, powerful commission leaders. You bring so much to the work of BLAC. We know that it's sometimes can feel like a thankless job. And so we really want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart for your time, your energy, your intentionality. We know that sometimes that means you're away from your family for a couple more hours a month. And so it truly means the world. And we are very, very grateful for the work that you do.
That's right. That's right. And Tiffany, segueing from that, I'm looking at the chat and they are blowing up the chat with where they are streaming from tonight. Okay, so we have gone international. We've got Wendy Bartlett Simmons. This is Colton's mom, who is streaming from New Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. Okay, we also have Detroit in the house, Chicago, Atlanta, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Southfield, Michigan, Denver, Colorado, and the list goes on. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us from all of these amazing places. And yes, Colton, that's right, Cash, K-A-S-H. He is repping the Economic Empowerment Commission, who is absolutely just lit. I love the work that they're doing over there. But with that, we have some amazing things coming up before we go to our next interview, which is going to be very, very intriguing. I'm excited to hear it. I wanted to mention our Ground Up project. We have a number of initiatives coming out of BLAC, but our community development initiative, the Ground Up project, is primary right now. We are working towards something, and we need your help to get it done. Dr. Hubert Massey was my art teacher in the Detroit public school system 26 years ago. And at that time, you know, he was teaching us art and so many amazing things as children, and getting those skills and that perception, depth perception, all kinds of different things in pertaining to the arts. He was imparting that to us. And there may be some people on here tonight that had Dr. Massey as a teacher. He has gone on to do world-renowned works. He is one of 3 fresco art artists, studied under Diego Rivera, and is literally only one of 3 in the entire world that still do that work. And that is the kind of work that is seen in the Sistine Chapel. He is a brilliant mind, and he has agreed to do the art installation for the Ground Up project. And so that will be an amazing part of that endeavor, where we are putting a building up that is going to house offices, residential space, as well as 2 businesses. and we will have a community development center also in that space and facilitate training for entrepreneurial development. And we would love for you to join us. We have now raised over $56,000 for this project. Can somebody give some claps or something? I mean, that is pretty awesome. We have another 20,000 to go, just under that, for this quarter. So if you would like to help and join us in this campaign to see the Black Legacy Advancement Center stood up in the city of Detroit, we would love to have your support in that. And we also plan to take this to other cities. You may say, well, I love Detroit, but we'd like to see that in Atlanta or Jackson, Mississippi, or Dallas, Texas, or some other city within the United States. Let us know. And if you're working on things that we can collaborate on, we would love to hear from you. But right now, we are working on serving Detroit and adding value in that way. And we would love to have your support in that. And at this time, we're going to be going to our interview with none other than Dr. Hubert Massey, as we talk about legacy, art, and creativity coming out of the city of Detroit.
This is Dexter Sullivan, president of the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition, and I am thrilled to host our very special guest, the one and only Dr. Hubert Massey. Dr. Massey, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to carve out some space to just talk and get to know you a little bit better. I've known you now for, goodness, going on 26 years. And I think that the impact that you've made, not only in the city of Detroit, but around the world, has changed the game as far as communication, arts, and just expression in general. Talk to us a little bit about your journey and how you arrived in Detroit.
So I arrived in Detroit from Grand Valley State University, but I can back up a little further because I'm originally from Flint,
Michigan.
Yeah, and I was playing sports because I ran track and played football, and I was like any young kid who always aspired to be a great athlete. And so I got the attention of Grand Valley State University, and they ended up giving me a scholarship. So I went to Grand Valley State University playing football, but I was always doing art since I was at the age of 5 or 6. And of course, being an athlete, you have injuries. I was a pro prospect my sophomore year in college.
Wow.
Ended up suffering a knee operation after my sophomore year. And so I had some layover time. Ended up getting a scholarship to go to the University of London in England, Slade Institute of Fine Art, which really changed my world because when I went over there and I got to see the artwork, Peter Paul Rubens, Leonardo da Vinci's cartoon drawings, Vermeer's, I was just really, truly impressed. And one of the things that struck to me that artists were not just specialized in art, but they were artists with many different dimensions as far as for techniques and abilities. And so that was one of the things I wanted to bring back to the States was that by being an artist, you not only can be a sculptor, but you can be a painter. You can be a person who does egg tempera, fresco painting, all those type of things. And I came here and worked, so I started working for the sign company. Got hired 2 years before I got out of college to work for the sign company, and I'm working for them. And I'm painting these large scales. So all billboards were all hand painted. They were 14 by 48 feet. Some of them were 20 feet by 78 feet. But when you seen them, you thought they were photorealistic, but they were actually painted with paintbrushes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So literally the billboards that we see on the highway,
Yes.
on roads,
Yes.
you're painting those by hand.
Those are all hand painted.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but of course the digital age came in back in 1992. That wiped a lot of artists off because of they started developing the ability to not only pixelate the pictures, but get them so tight that you couldn't even see the pixelation in the actual pictures and all. And they can produce them, produce the billboards by printing them out, as opposed to having an artist hand paint those in. But I had just bridged over. I did the the Athenaeum Hotel in Greektown.
Absolutely.
There was a large painting called Laocoon, and this was an oil painting on canvas. It was about 30 feet high, 15 feet wide.
Wow.
So I ended up doing about 17, after that I ended up doing about 17 monumental pieces here in the city of Detroit, from the Charles H. Wright Museum to Campus Marshes to Paradise Valley, the Federal Reserve Bank, IRS building, so just so many other pieces I've been doing.
And Detroit, infamous for creativity, design. You have CCS, one of the only, if the only UNESCO city, Detroit is. CCS leads in that effort. You've got Henry Ford and the $5 day and the creation of the assembly line and so many beautiful cars that have come out of Detroit. You've got Motown and that creative aspect. How important are the arts to Detroit? And how has that been an integral part of your story?
Yeah, so it's been extremely important, integral part in my work. You had Diego Rivera, who did the first frescoes, or the largest frescoes in the United States here in the city of Detroit. It's with the automotive people at the Detroit Institute of Arts. And it just so happened I had an opportunity to study up under Diego Rivera's assistants, who were 80-something years old.
That was when you were in Europe?
No, that was here in the city of Detroit.
Wow, that was right here?
Yes. So I had an opportunity because I was still doing large monumental pieces of artwork, and somebody discovered me and said, you know, they're giving a workshop with Diego Rivera's assistants on how frescoes are actually made. And frescoes are ancient, it's an ancient form of painting. Goes all the way back to the Egyptian hieroglyphics and everything. And I was just extremely excited about it because I found out that Diego Rivera was a sign painter, just like myself.
Wow.
And because of that, I really took to it. So there was 12 artists that were chosen to learn this process, and out of the 12, I was the only one that really learned the process and kept the process going.
That's pretty phenomenal. It's almost somewhat providential, all of those overlaps with Diego Rivera, his art being here, you studying under his assistance, you all both being sign painters. Very interesting. I alluded to it before, knowing you now for these 26 years, as a young man born and raised in the city of Detroit, I had the privilege of being your student as a young man at the Paul Robeson Academy with men like Ray Johnson, who was our principal, Dr. Ralph Bland, Spencer Murray, Bessie Burden, Miss Brooks. I mean, we had some of the best. It was a really an amazing season and run there at Paul Robeson Academy. How important is education for young people and that exposure to the arts at an early age?
Well, it's extremely important. I mean, that was one of the catalysts is actually to get me motivated to doing the arts and to be able to be around our young kids and be able to show that the possibilities are there. It was really wonderful. I had great opportunities at Paul Robeson because a lot of the designs that I created, especially for the Charles H. Wright Museum, I created right in the classroom. I wanted the kids to get a sense of being able to see the process of how artwork is created and the possibilities that whatever you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shifting a bit, in the storyline of Detroit, serving the community, the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition, we're endeavoring to stand up the Ground Up Project on Detroit's west side in District 5, right in the heart of LaSalle Gardens and Dexter Linwood, those neighborhoods. And that building that we're rehabilitating will have a restaurant, it'll have a barbershop, and then the exterior, our plan is to do a large art installation, championed by yourself. And the design there, the desire is that that space would be a point of inspiration and hope. How important is it that we would have more creative opportunities for artists in Detroit to place that expression, to be a part of the storyline of Detroit's rebirth and the things that we're experiencing right now?
Yeah, I think it has a great impact being able to incorporate the art. One of the things is being able to have community forums and getting people involved in the process, having a conversation, listening to people who have stories about their community really makes it rich. It makes it inviting, makes people feel like they're a part of something that's new, and I just feel that that's a great opportunity.
Absolutely. Today, we're actually recording here at the African American Museum, the Charles H. Wright Museum, here in the city of Detroit. And we wanted to film in this location because it has a huge pulse on the civil rights legacy that is Detroit. And then also, you have some work featured right here in this building. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm the artist who actually designed Genealogy. It's the large 72-foot in diameter terrazzo flooring that's in the atrium of the Charles H. Wright Museum up under the dome.
Wow. And that piece is absolutely beautiful. Everyone that enters the space sees it. I mean, it just stands out and really kind of brings that entire rotunda into view of just kind of the greatness that it is. Tell us maybe a few other pieces that you've done in Detroit, infamous works that we see every day and maybe not realize that Dr. Hubert Massey did this.
Yeah, so Campus Marshes, I created 2 large granite stone pieces there. Also, Harmony Park, I redesigned that. It's called Paradise Valley. It has medallions in there. It tells the history about the city of Detroit back in the 30s or so. Just like Harlem, Detroit was like that. A lot of musicians come here. Louis Armstrong, Cab Calloway, a lot of very prominent artists came to the city of Detroit. Tabernacles Church, I did their stained glass, 25 feet high, 15 feet wide. Center for Creative Studies, 30-foot by 30-foot tile mural on the side of the parking lot structure I did. The Federal Reserve Bank, I did their lobby.
Tremendous.
Yeah, so that's to name a few. I also did the Athenaeum Hotel, which is a large painting, 25 feet high, 15 feet wide. It's a diptych. But it's about 17 monumental pieces of artwork that I've created in the city of Detroit.
Phenomenal. The power to the people.
Yes.
We had to talk about that. We're in an interesting time in the social justice space, civil rights space for Black Americans. And that piece was timely in the rhythm of what was going on in the country in 2020. It was featured in the New York Times.
Yes.
Maybe tell us a little bit about the inspiration and what that piece was about.
So that inspiration came because a group of kids decided they wanted something like that was done in Washington, D.C. When Black Lives Matter. And I thought Detroit was, even though all our lives matter and all, but I just thought that Detroit had a different type of a voice in there too. We were here in the 1967 uprising. A lot of movements were going on here in the city of Detroit, and I thought that power to the people would, even though it's sort of a throwback to the past, but it's also the present.
Absolutely.
And I felt that it was something that Detroit needs to stand alone and say power to the people, power to all the people, and that's where we came up with the piece at.
Phenomenal. Yeah, I've seen it, and I'm sure many of the people watching this have seen that piece as well, and just the tremendous impact that it's making for Detroit, and a symbol of hope, a symbol of striving and reaching that goal of seeing that power distributed equally and rightly, bringing equity to the Black community in Detroit.
Yeah, there was, and actually we had quite a few, about 25, 30 kids work with us on the project, which was really great to see the young folks really get involved in the process. It took us less than 2 days. The piece was 300 and something feet long, 20 something feet wide, and we did it in a couple of days. Just the collaboration, we're working with young folks and kids, and they just felt a part of, we were doing a part of history here in the city of Detroit. And they were talking about also making it a permanent installation for the city of Detroit. So I think that's awesome.
That would be excellent.
Yes.
What are you working on right now that we should be expecting?
Yes. So there's quite a few projects. The ones I will tell you about, I'm doing a 12-foot by 65-foot mural painting up in Muskegon, Michigan. It's basically to tell their story about their community, because I'm a person who's really interested in celebrating communities through art and getting people, because see, there are a lot of stories that are out there that need to be told, and I get the opportunity to translate those stories into a piece of artwork so that that history and that culture we never lose it and all. I met a lady here in the city of Detroit. She was 106 years old, and she told me about the '67 uprising when we did the piece over at the Claremont and Rosa Park area, and it was just really fascinating. But some of the other pieces I'm doing Southfield, Michigan. I'm doing 9 monoliths for Lawrence Tech, and that should be completed sometime this year. An obelisk in Southfield, Michigan, that I'm working on, and there's a couple other pieces, and they should be coming out pretty soon. So yes.
He did miss one.
Yeah.
He's doing the Ground Up project installation as well.
That's right.
Oh my
Right,
goodness.
right.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But we are extremely excited about that piece, simply because of the community involvement that you've required of us.
Yes.
This coming week, actually, we're hosting a meeting with Rudy Marco, the president of the LaSalle Gardens Community Association, and some of the other community associations in the neighborhood, to get that community input, to find out what is the pulse, what is the heartbeat, what's already happening in the community, how do we connect to that storyline, extrapolate that, and really blow that out in a way that connects the community to the story that's being told.
That's right. And there are stories there. There are stories that need to be told from that community and all. I'll give you an example on how important it is. So when I did the mural at the Center for Creative Study, there's a tile mural, and on the corner of Ferry and Brush Street, at one time on Ferry Street, African Americans couldn't walk on Ferry Street. And so Mary Bethune, she bought a lot of these homes, or a lot of these buildings throughout the United States, and one of them was here at the Women's League on the corner of Brush and Ferry Street. But there was a stipulation when she bought this house. They said that we will sell you the house if you remove the front entryway from Ferry Street to the side on Brush Street. And that was the stipulation in order to buy the house, because African Americans weren't able to walk on Ferry Street. So stories like this, we'll lose some of that, because if we don't have these conversations, if we don't have these community forums, we'll never know. And people they're up in age, they have family that ties back to that time and all. And if we don't have those conversations, like I said, we'll lose them.
That's absolutely right. My grandparents moved to Detroit in the early 50s and the late 50s. And the area that we're doing the Ground Up project, just a couple blocks there at the corner of the boulevard in Linwood, in 1959, they attempted to rent there, and they were barred from renting there.
See? Yeah.
And they only rented to whites at that time.
Yeah.
And that was something I did not know about their story. They ended up moving a couple of blocks in. And and they were able to find a place there at that time. But it is very interesting. Those people are living stories and living heroes because they tell us from whence we've come, and
That's right.
that helps us to understand
That's right.
clearly where we're going.
That's right.
And it's very important that we get those stories and have that information. If there was something that you could share with a young person today that has a desire to go into storytelling, art, has a creative element to their person, what would you say to that young person?
I would tell them to pursue your dream. I would tell them that doesn't matter what school you go to, so long as you go to school. When I say school, when you go to college, doesn't matter. So long as you land there, so long as you pursue what it is that you really want to do. Have that in mind. It's never an easy road. It's a hard road, but it's a road for life if that's something that you really want to do. And keep your focus and keep your faith.
Phenomenal. You all heard it best. Dr. Hubert Massey, thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely phenomenal. We appreciate you.
Excellent segment. Excellent segment.
Wow. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed by the rich historical and cultural impact of Dr. Hubert Massey and his work. I mean, Diego Rivera, that's truly phenomenal. And the fact that we're going to be blessed with one of his murals at our site, I mean, you can tell I'm honestly just so overwhelmed. Thank you so much to Dr. Hubert Massey. And shout out to you, Dex, for having the strong and long relationships that we can leverage. We're truly blessed.
Dr. Massey is one of a kind, one of the very best, and we're blessed to have him. You know, he's transitioned from a teacher to a mentor to a friend, and we ride bikes sometimes, and we cut up. So Dr. Massey is the man. Yes, yes.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much again, Dr. Massey. And we're blessed to have him also on our board of advisors. And so we want to take this time to acknowledge our incredible board of advisors, chaired by the great Dr. Tony Flowers. We just really have a phenomenal pool of folks who are committed to the work of uplifting Black communities, who devote their time and energy to supporting us and giving us wisdom and insight, because you know that building an organization from the ground up, not an easy task. And so we really lean into leverage and learn from the wisdom of our board of advisors. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That board can be accessed on our website. So if you're interested in finding out who are those individuals, they are extremely talented. I'm not going to start listing them because there's about 16 of them, but each of them in their own right. I mean, we have business owners, educators, we have scientists and diversity experts, all kinds of individuals that are advising and pushing forward the preparation of talent within our organization. It's said once that success without a successor is failure. And so we don't want to achieve and not bring anyone with us. We want to make sure that that success is being transferred. And so one of the ways that we do that is through apprenticing, and another is through the work of our advisors, as well as our executive cabinet. Tiffany, I did not give them a shout out as well. Our executive cabinet is our newest addition of leadership, and they are phenomenal. They're doing great work. And so we want to appreciate them tonight as well.
Yes, indeed. Thank you to our wonderful executive cabinet, because y'all make this work possible, especially our literal on the ground work through the Ground Up Project. And so I'm really excited for us to share a little bit more with you about the Ground Up, because that is really where we're going to have, I think, just a transformative impact. So in the short term, Dexter mentioned the fact that we're in the process of purchasing a building in Detroit and renovating it, having a takeout restaurant, a barbershop, and some apartments for our apprentices. Y'all, that's just the beginning, because we really want to invest in that entire neighborhood and restore it to its traditional greatness. And so I'm excited for you all to take a moment to learn a little bit more about that project. And then we'll have a spoken word from one of my favorite people, Abdul Nasheed, aka Ab Dallas, blessed us. He's a lyricist, a recording artist, a rapper, a spoken word artist, and just a super talented and intelligent young man who is also prayerfully going to be one of our future apprentices. So thank you so much for blessing us with your gift, Ab. And now let's hear a little bit more about the Ground Up.
What's up, everybody? This is Dexter Sullivan, president of the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition, and I am so excited to announce that because of your outrageous support, we have reached now our goal of $30,000 in the first quarter. Now that we are in the second quarter, our goal is $45,000. That will allow us to acquire the property for the Ground Up project right here in the city of Detroit. I'm standing right now in the LaSalle Gardens neighborhood, neighbor to Linwood Dexter, where our project will be. It's gonna be phenomenal. We need your support to make it happen. Go to the website today, theblac.co, that's THEBLAC.co. Make a contribution, any amount definitely helps to support. We also want to invite you to be a part of our gala, our first annual benefit happening on May the 29th, Saturday night at 7. We want you to be there. Thank you for your support. We couldn't do this without you. The Ground Up Project, let's go.
Yes, Ground Up, it is happening. It is happening in District 5 of Detroit, and that sits right in between LaSalle Gardens and Muirland Park or Dexter Linwood. That is a historic area. We are so excited to be coming to the neighborhood and moving in. I mean, we are exploring some ways to purchase property and move into that neighborhood, and we've got board executive cabinet support, I should say, living in the neighborhood already. And so we are not strangers. We've been getting to know the neighborhood very well. And if Mr. Marco or Mr. Witherspoon are on tonight, I want to say thank you for embracing us and welcoming us, because your support means the world. And we are so excited about the potential of installing the Ground Up project, which will have in it 2 business incubators. I was just talking with a potential funder this week who is very excited about the project and finding ways to empower entrepreneurs with accessible funding. A lot of times there are people that have great ideas, but they don't have the access to capital. And so we are working on liquid money where we can bring resources in, whether that is going to be long-term debt that is sustainable, or if that is going to be giving them the strategies, income strategies, to make sure that the cash flow supports their business model. And so there are so many things going on behind the scenes, and we are really excited because we are at the precipice and right at the tipping point of something very phenomenal in that neighborhood. So we want you to engage with us, and you can go to the website, theblac.co/groundup, to learn a little bit more about the effort as well. Yes, I did want to share, Tiff, just a little bit more on Ground Up. I know that people have a lot of interest in ways that they can get involved. Our Real Estate Development Commission, our vision for that is to install 1,000 units for 1,000 families in that District 5 neighborhood. And that is existing between Davison Highway and Grand Boulevard, in between Dexter Avenue and Linwood Avenue. You have in between there Lawton, Wildermere. And so that neighborhood is rather large, and it is not as densely populated as it could be. And so we want to invite builders, investors, flippers, real estate moguls, individuals that have a desire maybe just to own property, to get involved with us and let us know. And it is a prime market for investment. We want to encourage the Black community to make sure that they are stakeholders and on the front end of that.
We're good to go. I can speak quickly to our approach in thinking about designing the actual apprenticeship program. So we really are thinking about supporting these young people holistically. So I would say mind, body, spirit, soul, and then also supporting them to build long-term financial wealth and generational wealth for their family. And I see this is also my mom's old neighborhood that she grew up in. So this is a neighborhood that is very near and dear to our heart. And we know that our cities change, right? The city of Detroit is changing tremendously. It has in the past several years. And we want to make sure that Black folks who have been in the city for years and have strong ties to the community have a front seat in really redeveloping the community, but also having ownership. So we're going to take a truly communal approach. Like, we're not just thinking about community in word, but we're also thinking about community in deed. So with all of that said, I do want us to transition to our spoken word piece from Abdul Nasheed, because he is absolutely one of our future apprentices.
To be Black is to be most hated but most imitated. And instead of asking to insinuate that somehow they have the slightest idea of what we go through now, it's not all bad. So let's not make it seem like we aren't the gleam or the small speckle of light in those darkest times. Like, we didn't write these rhymes or make these times more memorable. I had to grow into this confidence to take the insults and the compliments all in stride. We have to celebrate the current times and the wins instead of dwelling on the past times and the sins. To be Black is to identify with trauma, but also celebrate the triumphs. Now, there's beauty in struggles and struggles within beauty. So we should all stand on one accord together. It's our duty to be Black.
Thank you for those words, Ab. We truly, truly appreciate your time, energy, and effort, your talents. You really not just are the future, you're living the future, and then your gifts and then your commitments to the community. And we're so grateful to have your talent on board. X, you're on mute.
Oh, thank you so much for getting me together, Tiff. I was just expounding away. But I was letting Ab know we so appreciate his contributions, and we look forward to him being a vital part of the Ground Up Project and the apprenticeship program. All of the funds raised tonight, and I see your gifts coming in. So thank you so much for making those donations. Those funds will be funneled towards the work of the Ground Up Project. We have raised $56,000. We've got $19,000 remaining. So you can help us by achieving that goal by making a donation of $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. Maybe you're able to make a $500 gift tonight, or even $1,000. Every gift counts and pushes us that much closer to reaching the goal. And so once we're able to acquire the property, that changes the game. And so we are 75% of the way there, and we know that with your support, we will make it all the way. And thank you again to all that have previously donated. You may say, I've given and I'd look for other ways that I can support. Share this with someone. Encourage them to check out our work and see if this is a place that they would want to invest and make a contribution that would be further lasting than just one moment of encouragement. They'd like to do something that will live on beyond them. So this is a great place to make a gift today. And with that, I think it's a great time, Tiffany, to segue to that next video of Colton Barnaby. So we're going to take a moment to jump to that, and then we will get right back into program.
Hi, I'm Colton Barnaby. I'm a regional vice president at Primerica Financial Services, a Fortune 1000 company dedicated to helping families become debt-free, properly protected, and financially independent. I also have the distinct honor and privilege of serving as a board member and as the vice chairman on the Economic Empowerment Commission here at the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition. When I found out about the opportunity to serve here at BLAC, I was incredibly excited. After years of being a keyboard warrior and letting everybody on Facebook know that I think Black Lives Matter, I realized, hey, if I really believe that and I really mean it, I'm gonna do more than change my profile pic after the next big tragedy happens, and I'm gonna get to work proactively in finding ways that I can serve. So when the founder of BLAC, Dexter Sullivan, reached out to me about serving here, I was excited because as an ally, y'all, it's not our position to lead the fight and the march for equity and equality from the front. We're here to serve as allies in the fight, not as the generals in the fight. And I wanted to serve and fight behind a general like Dexter Sullivan. But you know, Dexter isn't the only incredible leader here. We are an organization full of talented people who are full of conviction and passion about advancing legacy for the Black community in America. And we do that through a number of ways. For me, I love having the opportunity to bring my knowledge and expertise in the areas of personal finance and economic empowerment to bear and serve our organization and the communities that we serve in that way. If you're looking for an opportunity to get involved, I encourage you to check out our website, theblack.co, B-L-A-C, theblack.co, and you can look at all of the different commissions that you could serve on that range from areas like public policy and government, to agriculture, to tech, to economic empowerment and education. Whatever you're interested in, there's a place for you to serve. If you don't have the time to give to serve in that type of a capacity, then you could give financially. We have a big need because we have some big goals. And if you can't give and you don't have time, then I encourage you to follow us on our social media, share out what you see that we post. When we're doing a public event or a talk or a conversation series, come on and join us and invite other people to be a part of those conversations as well. Whatever degree of involvement you can give, I promise you there's an opportunity for you to serve here at the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition. I hope to see you around. Have a great day.
Phenomenal, Colton. Thank you so much for your amazing contributions as our treasurer and helping to keep us on par. You know, Colton keeps us right with that money now.
He does. And Colton's passion is just, I mean, it's palpable. He really walks the talk, and I appreciate that he lives his life as an ally by example and really invites and encourages others to do the same. To you and to your beautiful wife, Natalie, we genuinely appreciate you and your ongoing support and just constantly uplifting us. Your voice is just truly valued, and I just can't say that enough. You truly inspire. So thank you, Colton.
And to baby Oscar, Natalie is 9 months and counting. That baby was due, I believe, on Thursday. So we're looking any moment now, you know, she's gonna deliver. We were walking down the street, I think Clark Street or something earlier today, and we were pointing out baby carriages, bassinets that we were jealous of and thinking about snatching from people. But I'm just joking. I'm
Not
totally
Dexter.
But yeah, we are excited about baby Oscar coming into the world, huh?
Indeed.
Yes.
It's always a blessing and a gift. And so we're also, go ahead, Dex.
I was just going to say, I got a message a moment ago regarding donations, and I did want to let everyone know we are a 501c3 organization, so those donations can be tax deductible. So every gift that you make is tax deductible, and there won't be any challenges there if you're wanting to make a gift. So you can do that today, and that will be a tax deductible receipt. I just saw Colton's message. Oh my gosh. I didn't know. That's horrible.
So yeah, I mean,
we'll be editing that out. Okay.
Sorry about that. We know
that. Tell Natalie I'll be sending a very nice gift very soon.
Yes. And so let's move on right past that faux pas. It's okay. It happens. But we would like to take a moment to highlight a little bit more about the Ground Up project and show you a little bit more about the vision that we have for renovating that building, and also highlight our wonderful, one of our wonderful future operators, Marcus Brown, who also goes back to the elementary school days with Dexter and I. Marcus, we are so grateful for your leadership and your passion for this work and for barbering. Y'all get excited because it's really about to go down with this Ground Up project. So let's find out more.
My name is Dexter Sullivan. I have the pleasure of serving as the president of the BLAC Coalition, and I'm excited to share an important new initiative that we're launching, the Ground Up Project. The Ground Up Project is a community development initiative where we are striving to empower Black entrepreneurs here in the city of Detroit. We endeavor to do this by creating a business incubator model where we provide housing as well as a place to do business. And so what we're doing is we're going to rehab a building
putting a barbershop as well as a takeaway food restaurant where we can empower entrepreneurs as apprentices to learn a skill and then to deploy that skill in the community.
Programs like this are effective in keeping youth from, experiencing hardships with the judicial system, because it gives them an outlet, it gives them a familiarity, it gives them a camaraderie. They can see a face that looks like theirs, and it'll keep them from feeling like they're alone and feeling like they don't have anybody to confide in. So I think that this Black Coalition, I think that this program is really just going to help a lot of people, just seeing that there is some coolness and legitimacy, that you can be legit and that you can still change lives. 2014 was really a pivotal year in me making some life changes. I sat down almost half the year. I had got arrested on homicide charges because of the people that I was with. And so I made a lot of emotional, irrational decisions, a lot of hasty decisions. Where I'm at now, I feel like I've been given a platform, I've been given a second chance with this barbering to kind of mentor youth who are in similar struggles. With the barber atmosphere, there's a lot of time to talk. It's an open panel for people to come in and be themselves. And I just feel like it'll help somebody else in their transition, help somebody else out of their dark place. Barbering is an artistry, it's a mastery. I love it. I love the gratification of somebody coming in with their head down and leaving with their head up. You can do a 180 for somebody. It's mentorship, it's esteem building, all in one. I'm trying to be distinct and set myself apart as a mobile force. Just because things have changed due to COVID, the mobility aspect of barbering, I think, is going to be new. I'm going to evolve that. I'm trying to find my niche in that. Just because there's people out here that need to be reached who don't have transportation. And sometimes my services are just more effective when you can bring it to somebody.
Ownership is key. And that's what we want to do. We want to create owners, we want to create builders. And so I'm excited to be launching into this project with one of my very good friends, Marcus Brown. He's got a phenomenal business where he's already empowering others through his craft and his service. We want to set him up where he can also empower other entrepreneurs and develop entrepreneurs. So we're going to be teaching skills. We're going to be teaching the art skill of barbering. We're going to be teaching business development skills. We're going to be teaching life skills. And we're going to be teaching accounting. We're going to be teaching engineering, different things that will empower the holistic leader and making sure that they have the wraparound services needed to excel and to thrive and to move their business forward. The Ground Up project is imperative. It cannot wait. For that reason, I am asking you to consider lending your support and joining us in this campaign and being a part of change. Choose to invest and make that difference. Yes. Good things, huh?
Every time I see that video, I just get like a renewed sense of excitement and joy. The way you both speak to the possibility and what we're going to create and how we're going to not just change the neighborhood, but also the lives of the young people and hopefully the lives of generations to come. Y'all get into this amazing work. And we, again, thank you so much for giving us your time and energy to learn more about the work and the impact that we really want to have in Detroit City and beyond.
That's right, Tiffany. We are preparing for big change, big work, big dreams. And our young people, and just our people, we focus a lot on young people because we know that without them, we don't own the future. And so we will always be committed. But I want you to know that we are also committed to our elderly. We are committed to our seniors. We are committed to our mature, my mom lets me know that, she ain't no senior now. She just a mature woman. So to all of our young people, young in spirit, young in body, we want to let you know that we are advocates for change on every level. And we need you. We need the old to teach the young. And we need the young present to learn from the old. And we need everything in between. And so we want to invite you to get involved with BLAC. Tonight, I am making an appeal. If you are not officially an ally of BLAC, I want you to become one tonight. How can you do that? Go to the website, scroll to the bottom, and subscribe. It's simple as that. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can subscribe and join our mailing list. We'll make sure that you are kept up to date on the progress of the organization. You will also have access to resources online where you can learn more and share more. That helps us to broaden our base. And so even after this event is over, I want to encourage you to share this broadcast so that others can hear about the work that we're doing and join in as well. We also have some giving opportunities, as we mentioned before. And so we want to challenge everyone on tonight to do something, whether that is a gift of 5, 10, 20, 50, or 100. Make a gift tonight that will make a difference in the lives of the future of the Black community. Every dollar counts. And when we say that, we mean that. I have received gifts to the organization that have been in the thousands, and those are amazing. But it's those gifts from individuals that lived in the neighborhood and have a vested interest in seeing what happens to the block that they grew up on and what's going to happen there in the future. Those are the gifts that really touch the heart, and they mean more than you could ever know. And so you may say, well, I don't have a direct connection to the neighborhood, but you may have a direct connection to the Black community. We are one. We are one people, one love. And so we want to invite you to share a little bit of that love tonight by investing in something meaningful, the Ground Up Project of the Black Legacy Advancement Coalition. Tiffany, I will give you the last words for tonight. We are just about out of time, never out of message. But is there something else that you'd like to share with the people before we tune out tonight?
We've said it before, and I think it cannot be overstated. The gratitude and appreciation that we feel for our community. The power of BLAC is that this work cannot and will not be done in isolation. So just the positive energy, the warmth, the excitement, the love that you're sharing in the comments, it truly means a great deal. And we just encourage you to continue to stay connected, ask us how things are going. If you know Dexter or myself, then you know that we spend time, energy, effort on a daily basis. We are just so invested in seeing this come to fruition. And I think having it exceed even our wildest imagination. And we couldn't do that without our village, without our community, without people who are watching us and loving on us from afar, who have known us since we were, 8 years old. Y'all truly mean so, so much to us. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to our sponsor, Thrivent. Thank you to our amazing commission chairs. Thank you to our amazing board of advisors and our board of directors, our executive cabinet, the city of Detroit. I mean, I sound like I'm giving a Grammy speech, but it's an honor and it's truly a privilege to just be able to share this work with each of you. And also to our amazing, how could I have forgotten, our amazing online business manager and administrative assistant, my cousin, Jordana Dia Collins-Colley. We appreciate you so much. We're so grateful.
Dia!
And also, Dexter, I just have to further acknowledge you. Your passion, your heart, like nobody sees like I do, the tireless days and nights where you're up just giving blood, sweat, and tears to this organization. And so I cannot say thank you enough for all that you do. And I just can't wait to see us continue to grow and continue to expand.
Listen, let's go, let's grow. Let's do this thing, okay? We are here for the long haul. This is not a flash in the pan for us. We are invested. And I mean blood, sweat, tear, equity, brain power, heart power, soul power. We are all in. And so this is an organization that you can definitely know is going to be around for a while because this is our life work. This is our legacy work. And so with that, I also want to encourage you to visit us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share, because that support helps us to make sure that we can communicate more effectively. And if you really want to stay in touch, turn on the notifications. And that way it'll help us to reach you. We have had some challenges with social media, and I won't get into all of that, but we definitely need your support on social media because it helps us to increase our messaging to you. Yes, and Tiffany, anything else before we close out tonight?
No, I'm gonna say one more time. Thank you. It means the world. That's all I got. I think that, we thought about and were envisioning this campaign and wanted to tell the story of BLAC. We didn't even imagine that it would be this, And so look out next year because it's just going to even get bigger and greater next year. So stay tuned.
And I want to say shout out to Abena, Miss Wendy, Quan, Miss Cheryl, I see all of you on here commenting and sharing the love. Thank you. To Dr. Lockett, I see you on too. Thank you so much. We love you. We love you. We love you. And at this time, I also want to give a shout out to Martell of
Yes,
Sky Media,
Martell.
who
Thank
is
you.
behind the scenes rocking it out. Martell, if as we come to the end, if you give us a little music and throw the graphic back up as we get out for tonight, that would be great. And Tiff, again, thank you so much for your leadership and for helping push things out tonight.
My pleasure. And I could shout out all night, but shout out to our phenomenal, powerful Vice President David Walker, to Lamond for your leadership on the Creative Arts and Entertainment Commission.
Well, we have something awesome coming up next month.
We do. Look out for our Black Spotlight series where we're going to highlight some entertainers and creatives and talk, get into some of the nitty gritty of life in Hollywood. So stay tuned for that.
It's going to be good. Well, good night, everyone. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and we will see you here very soon, and hopefully sooner than next year.